In the current year of 2025, there are over 4,000 different religions being practiced, and there are billions of people globally that identify with one or more of these faiths. But religion has not just shaped belief systems, it's also shaped skylines. It is an understatement to say that religion has had an immense impact on architecture throughout history. And in this video, we're going to take a look at that impact under a microscope by looking at 3 individual houses of worship from different religions and from different parts of the world. Hi there, and welcome back to Architecture with Wyatt, the YouTube channel all about architecture. And I'm your host, Wyatt. The first piece of architecture that we're going to take a look at today is a church from the Christian religion. And it is not just the church itself that is stunning, it is the surrounding buildings and natural landscape that really make it stand out. Surrounded by volatile tides and quicksand, this is Mont Saint-Michel, a medieval abbey that is located on a granite outcropping 1.2 miles or about 2 kilometers from shore. Located in Normandy, France, on the peak of this granite island stands a church. The first church on this site was built in 709 CE, with pilgrims journeying across low tide to reach the island. In 966 CE, a Benedictine abbey was built. Later in the 13th century, a 3-story La Merveille was built. One of the things that makes Mont Saint-Michel so stunning is that there are different architectural styles of the different buildings, as these buildings were constructed across centuries. Specifically, there are beautiful examples of Norman Gothic architecture. The Abbey Church's tower spire rises to 558 feet or 170 meters above the water below, and the interior of the church is spectacular. The nearby La Merveille is 3 stories tall, rising to a height of 115 feet or 35 meters. The bottom floor would have been used by the poor pilgrims, knights and high-class visitors would have used the rooms on the second level, and the monks would have used the top floor, as they were said to be the nearest to heaven spiritually. The island was fortified in the year 1256 and was besieged several times during the 100 Years' War and the French Wars of Religion. Mont Saint-Michel was the only place in all of Normandy not to fall to the English in the 100 Years' War. The abbey turned into a prison during the French Revolution, but in 1863 the prison closed and the site was gradually restored over the years. The causeway, making the journey to the island much less dangerous, opened in 1874. In 1966, monks returned to the island, and the site was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. While the entire island is spectacular, the Abbey of the Mont Saint-Michel, the church at the very top, is really the focal point of the entire area. Now, the next piece of architecture that we're going to take a look at is massive. And when I say massive, it is a temple located in the largest religious complex on Earth. This is Angkor Wat, located in Siem Reap, Cambodia. This temple is the part of the world's largest religious structure, spanning an area of 402 acres or 162 hectares. Angkor Archaeological Site, where Angkor Wat is located, is the largest archaeological site in the world. The Temple of Angkor Wat was the heart of a massive city called Angkor, which at its peak was the largest pre-industrial urban center in the world, with a population possibly of over 1 million people. Construction began between 1113 and 1150 CE. Under the Khmer Empire, while King Suryavarman II was ruler. This remarkable example of Khmer art and architecture was created as a place of worship. It was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, whom Suryavarman II publicly identified himself as. It is estimated that the construction utilized 300,000 workers. Angkor Wat was sacked by a Thai army in 1431 and went into decline. Now, where you are born on the planet, and at what point in history you are born, largely dictates what religion you would follow, and Angkor Wat is a fascinating example of this. Upon its construction, as we mentioned earlier, it was dedicated as a Hindu temple. However, later on, after being crowned king, King Jayavarman VII established Buddhism as the religion and built a new capital, Angkor Thom, nearby. After Angkor Wat had been attacked again, he had believed that the Hindu gods failed to protect him. Because of this, Angkor Wat was transformed into a Buddhist site. So if you would have been born close to or earlier on in the life of Angkor Wat, you and your family and friends would have likely been Hindu, as that is what the population practiced. However, if you would have been born later on in the life of Angkor Wat, then you would have been Buddhist, as that is what the population practiced. The temple features 5 incredible towers, each symbolizing the peaks of the mythical Mount Meru, the dwelling place of the gods for both Hindus and Buddhists. Angkor Wat's moat, now dry and measuring 590 feet or 180 meters wide, represents the cosmic ocean that was believed to encircle Mount Meru. The tallest tower measures 213 feet or 65 meters in height. The temple also has 13,000 square feet or 1,200 square meters of carvings that visualize the 8 major stories of Hindu myth. All corners of the temple are precise 90-degree angles. The temple was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992, and the final building that we're going to take a look at today practices mimicry, as in the building mimics nature. This is the Lotus Temple, located in Delhi, India. This is a Baha'i house of worship, and one of the core principles of the Baha'i faith is the unity of all religions. And this building embodies this by being formed after a lotus flower, which is an aquatic flower that is sacred in several different religions. Built in 1986, the flower appears as if it's about to bloom. It is built on a raised platform among vast gardens that cover over 1.2 million square feet or 110,000 square meters. There are 27 individual petals, each covered in marble brought from Greece, the same marble that was used in ancient Greek structures such as the Parthenon. The structure stands 112 feet or about 34 meters at its highest point. Not unlike the roof of the Sydney Opera House that we recently covered in a different video, these petals are supported by concrete ribs visible from the interior of the building. The first layer, or outer layer of petals, covers the 9 entrances into the building. The second, or middle 9 layers of 9 petals, wraps around the outer hall, while the third, or inner layer of 9 petals surrounds the prayer hall. The number 9 is sacred in the Baha'i faith, and that's why there are 9 entrances and 9 pools of water around the temple. The interior dome can hold 2,500 people, and the building is open to those of all religions and faiths. Once again, religion has had an immense impact on architecture. In today's video, we only looked at 3 tiny examples of that throughout history. Regardless, I hope that you enjoyed learning a bit about these 3 structures, and we will see you again next week for the next episode on this channel. Thanks for watching.